If you can hear me now. Sorry, YouTube. Hello, what's up? Can you guys hear me now? I'm also outside, so let me know if the reception is okay outside. How is it on your end? I needed to switch it up. Shawana, what's up? Yes. Okay, you can hear. Okay, perfect. What's up? Happy Wednesday. Today we are all talking about hormones and our nervous system and how to lose that stubborn belly fat and also how to age in reverse because it's all related to each other. And I just needed to switch it up. It was just one of those days, I was kind of feeling in a funk. I'm not even going to lie. Kind of feeling in a bit of funk. I had to nervous system re-regulate this morning. I'm being super honest with you girls. And I needed to change my environment. So that's real life. But I have so much value that I'm going to be bringing to you girls now because how I approach hormones and weight loss and really transforming your body and your life is very different than maybe you have learned before. I love the combination of science and our energy and the energetics around it. I love both of those things because it makes it way more fun, way more interesting, so you can just be more consistent. Does that sound good? Hey, Letitia, what is up? I love it. Britt, I see you. Hello, hello. Okay, let's start off with this right now, okay? Because my whole goal on this channel is to help you girls really understand yourself, really understand why you feel the way you feel, understand your hormones, understand what makes you feel and look the way you do, understand your nervous system, understand your feminine energy, the unseen part of you. And what happens is, like, not only did I need to do this for myself as a busy mom of four, recently remarried, recently moved, lots of changes, lots of changes. Not only has this helped me, but it helps so many of the women that I help. Okay. And it just keeps it way more fun and interesting. So, can you guys let me know in the comments right now? What do you feel like you're struggling with the most when it comes to your body and your hormones? Can you let me know in the comments? What do you feel like you're struggling with the most right now? Why do you feel like you can't have your dream body? I'm going to ask you that. Why do you feel like you can't have your dream body? Let me know in the comments. This is like super honest, super real. I'll tell you what I often see with women, but let me know. Skin issues. Okay. A lot of times people, okay, eat too much. Do you feel like it's emotional eating? Thank you. Love your hair. What I often hear from women, okay, depression, anxiety. Well, Letitia, you were in the right place, baby girl. I'll tell you that right now. Hair loss, sugar cravings. Yes, I often hear people say, oh, it's just surgery. You need to get surgery to have your perfect body. Or emotional eating is a big one. Not enough energy, just feeling down, low mood. Letitia, you're totally in the right place right now. Like literally right before I came on, I was talking to my husband. I'm like, I don't feel like doing this today. The kids were at me. I had a bunch of stuff happening. And I was like, no, Natasha, I just need to show up. I'm like, I'm just going to keep it super real with you girls and show you in real time how I re-regulate and refocus. Because that directly affects your hormones and your body and just how you feel and how you look. I've only been following a few days. I'm in my dream body, but I have skin and cortisol face, little tiny belly. Okay, perfect. I definitely can help you with that. The cortisol belly, the cortisol face. Hey, Christy, what's up? Yes, the hormones. Yeah, and when I say dream body, I'm not saying you need to lose weight. A lot of women don't need to lose weight. You could just be not feeling great in your body. You might not be feeling good in your mood. Is that anybody? Thanks for showing up for us. Letitia, thank you for saying that. I needed to hear that today, trust me, because I was this close to being like, screw it. I'm so frustrated right now. But I'm like, I have to show up and I have to keep it real with you girls. I started your advice with protein and fiber. I love it. Thank you. Okay, so today on today's live stream, I'm going to teach you girls two things. Really, it's the only two things you need to do that will guarantee you having your dream body. And when I say dream body, I mean whether you want to lose weight or you just want to be feeling good in your hormones again. Because your hormones, they're your fifth vital sign. They control everything. They control how we look in our skin, in our hair, and our mood, whether we want to show up or just run away in frustration. A lot of that has to do with our hormones, right? So the only two things you really need to focus on. I've helped so many women. I have such a good track record for helping women really achieve the results that they want, and in a more fun way, without dieting, without having to go work harder at the gym. And I've had women that have had surgeries, that haven't had surgeries. It doesn't matter, because surgeries do not influence your hormones. Surgeries don't help you with your mental health, your emotional health. They don't help you with your nervous system. Those are the other things. Okay, procrastination, no structure or discipline. I'm going to talk to you guys about that today too. Okay, I love it. Feminine energy is also what I struggle with. Girls, you are in the right place. You're already making me feel better, because these are my favorite things to talk about. I love it. Thank you. Aw, sending you love. I absolutely adore you. Thank you. Thank you. I needed to hear that today. I appreciate you girls so, so much. Okay, so before I get into the two things, the only two things you really need to focus on, okay? I really want to make sure that we clear our resistance and our blocks around receiving what we're calling in. So if you guys have been following me for a little while, you kind of know that not only do I love talking about the science stuff, I love talking about cortisol and insulin and our hormones. And, you'll see me talk about bone broth or adaptogens, those science-based approaches. I love that stuff. But I also love talking about the energetics, how to collapse timelines, how to make things fun, how to really manifest your dream body easier and faster. I love that combination. It's worked so well for me, and it works so well for my ladies. But one of the biggest things, oh, thanks for still showing up. I haven't been feeling my best today either, so you're amazing. Britt, thank you. We were just having like a real moment as women where sometimes you don't feel like showing up, but we just got to do it anyway. And I am already feeling better. Okay. So often that resistance, which is what I want to talk to you guys about today, is how to clear resistance, is so important with calling in your desires, whether it's the dream body, whether it's the dream relationship, whether it's the dream, you want to move, you want to have your dream business, you want to get paid to exist, all of those things. The biggest thing that stops us or slows down those manifestations coming into reality is something called resistance energy. So you're either allowing things to happen in your life, your desires, or you're resisting it. And resistance can look like procrastination. It could look like you're just frustrated because you just, stuff comes up to try to throw you off, to try to distract you. It's called real life, and that's okay. And you know what? But one of the skills that I teach my girls in here, and something that I still have to practice, is how to be aware of that resistance when it's happening in the moment, and how to expand out of it. So you can still call in your desires, so you can still show up, because it's not only for you, which is like the most important thing, but there's somebody waiting to hear you. You're an answer to somebody else's prayer. You have something that will just light up and inspire the people that are around you, whether you're on social media or in your business with clients, or maybe it's your family, it's your kids, it's your husband, it's your future husband, right? So anyway, that's why at the beginning I just wanted to talk about things that you really feel like you're struggling with right now, because I want to clear that out of your system first. I want to help you just let go of those blocks first, and then we'll talk about the two things that will guarantee that you will create the body that you want and the life that you want. Okay. I have great flow until I get into relationships. Yes. Okay. Well, we can talk about that. I feel confident. Um, I feel confident in being able to get the body one. Yes, Christy, I love it. Well, Christy's in the Feminine Energy Academy, so she definitely has all the tools that she needs to get the body she wants. So I love it. Okay. And it's okay. Here's the thing. Perfect. Let's clear this block right now. So Biggerfoot said 2 steps forward, two steps back. If you have an underlying belief that it's 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back, you are always going to live in that pattern, whether it's with your body and your weight loss and your hormone goals, or with relationships. If you believe that you're usually in a really good flow until you get into a relationship or until your family comes around, you're going to stay in that cycle. You're going to stay in that pattern. And what happens is we are constantly manifesting things into reality based on our dominant thoughts, our dominant emotions, which is our energy. It's all the same thing, and the action that we're taking. So if we have these underlying subconscious beliefs that a lot of times you're not even aware of, and it's you got to catch yourself where it's like, oh, it's 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, or it's my relationship, or it's because of my kids, even what I was dealing with a few minutes ago, stuff like that, right? Oh, I can't do this because I'm a mom, because I'm too busy, right? That's another big thing, is I'm too busy. I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the focus for it. I don't have the discipline for it. Those are the things that will keep you stuck in these patterns forever, forever. And we got to break those patterns, baby girl, because none of them are actually true. We've just been programmed to believe that those things are true. What if instead things only get better and better for me? What if no matter what's going on around me, things always work out in my favor? Always. These are things I literally actually scripted this morning, because I teach my girls how to script their desires into reality. So I was scripting this morning. I was scripting things always work out for me, that things only get better and better for me, only not only for me, but for my girls. And then I had some stuff that came up that was trying to distract me. And I honestly did not want to show up today. Like, I'm being super real. Right. But look at this. But I made myself do it anyway. I didn't think about myself. I was thinking about you girls and showing up for you girls and staying in integrity and following through on promises to myself, which is something that I value more than how I feel in the moment. And so many girls are already like, thank you for showing up for us today. I'm feeling off today. I'm struggling with depression today. Right. So even what I went through this morning is still working out in my favor. Right. So that's how I personally have switched that belief of like, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, or things are trying to distract me and throw me off. And instead of that, even when those things happen, my underlying core belief, my core value, how I've reprogrammed my nervous system and my reality is no matter what shows up, it only works in my favor. It only works in my favor. Things only work out better than expected for me. That's it. So now I'm not reacting to my 3D reality or how I'm feeling in the moment. I've decided, this is how you do this is how you break out of these patterns, is I've decided I get to have this life. I've decided that things, I'm just realizing my neighbors might be hearing me. I've decided that things only get better and better and better for me. And so when I practice reprogram my nervous system in the moment, I practice that energy, guess what happens? That's what shows up for me, no matter what. Okay. So one thing I want you girls to do, oh my God, yes, I struggle with keeping promises to myself. So for those of you, because right now we're breaking off resistance and blocks. Okay. First, one thing that will help you with this, babe, and this helps me so, so much, and this is something I help my girls in the Feminine Energy Academy, is if you struggle with following through on promises with yourself. Okay, a lot of women do. You follow through on promises to yourself. You're probably really good at showing up for other people, but but breaking promises to yourself is a thing. Or you think it's procrastination. You call it procrastination, right? But really you're breaking boundaries with yourself. When you break boundaries with yourself, I already know that you have people in your life that break boundaries in your life. Let me know if I'm off on here, okay? Let me know. So if you're breaking boundaries with yourself, often that's showing up in your reality, because everyone around you is just mirroring your energy. And so where that is coming from, yes, I do so much for others. See, Nova, I understand you, girl. Like, I understand the patterns of my women because I'm the same way. I've had to heal this off of me. What that comes from is childhood. So, what happened is in childhood, some point in your life, we don't know when, but at some point in your life, it became normal for you to abandon yourself and abandon what you needed and boundaries for yourself to show up for others instead because you felt safer in your nervous system that way. Is that crazy when you think about it? And you might not be able to make the connection right now, but I have like an inner healing audio that I get my girls to do in the Feminine Energy Academy. And it's so life changing for these women. It was so life changing for me too, because that's the root of it. And once you heal that pattern and you start practicing showing up for the little girl inside of you, everything starts to change. Everything starts to change. And so that's something I've healed in myself. So I'm really good now at showing up for myself and showing up and not breaking boundaries with myself. And because of that, because now, and it's girls, trust me, this is something I've had to work on. Okay. But because I'm good at that now, that's when my husband came into the picture. That's when I was able to, manifest my dream life and show up even if I don't feel like it in the moment. Even if things are, kind of happening to try to throw me off, it doesn't actually matter. Okay. So just pay attention to that. Pay attention. Is that a pattern? Yes, I love that audio, Britt is saying. I love it. Okay. Um, so important. So those are the biggest things. And I'll talk about another block really quick, and then I'll answer all your girls' questions about the belly and the stomach vacuum, the vitamins and the anti-aging and all that stuff. Because I love the science stuff as well. Um, she's Mary Millen. I'm not sure how to say your name, babe, but it sounds beautiful. Yes, I feel that way. I always show up for everyone else, not for myself. Okay. You're such an inspiration. Aw. Okay. I appreciate you girls so much. Dancing with Flavors. Thank you. Okay. The reason why this is so important, babe, because people come to me, they're like, oh, I got hormone issues. I got relationship issues. I got stubborn belly fat and stubborn weight maybe, or maybe you feel like you're looking and feeling older than you want to be. Maybe your hair is thinning, your skin is aging faster than you want, you're feeling older than you want, and you think that's the problem. Let me just drink some bone broth and I'll feel better. Bone broth will help for sure, adaptogens will help 100%, but we got to get to the underlying root. The underlying root is you don't actually show up for yourself. That's the root. Right? I can give you all the science-based tools and strategies. I can teach you intermittent fasting. I can teach you how to rebalance your hormones. I do it like clockwork. Like, it's not even a big deal for me anymore, how easy it is. But baby girl, what we have to really work on is underneath the hood, like getting underneath the hood and figuring out what's going on, why you're not showing up for yourself. And then you call it procrastination. So what happens with procrastination? Procrastination is actually a trauma response. So often women that have gone through a loss, they've gone through a breakup, a divorce, maybe a business loss, a financial loss, things have just changed in their life. What happens is their nervous system doesn't feel safe anymore. It's subconscious, it's totally subconscious. And then so in your head, you're like, okay, I want to lose weight. I want to get my hormones right. I want to start dating again. I want to start that dream business. I want to do all this stuff. But your nervous system's like, no, we're not doing that because it's not safe. Because every time you take one step forward, you take two steps back. Every time you try to do this, you end up failing. Every time you get into a relationship, things get harder for you, right? Am I talking to anybody right now? Right? So thank you for your knowledge. Awesome. So just be aware of this. This is something that I really help my women heal in the Feminine Energy Academy. But the biggest thing that I want you to know is that you don't have to have these underlying beliefs. You could try all the diets and strategies in the world, but until you get to the root cause of these underlying beliefs, you're going to keep repeating these patterns. Okay. So one thing that helps so much, and that I teach my girls how to do, is we retrain your nervous system to feel safe to show up. Okay. Perfect example was this morning. being super honest, I was so frustrated. My husband's sitting right here. He can attest to this. I'm like, I'm frustrated. And then you get kind of like in your head, right? Like if you've ever seen your kids, if you have kids and they play sports, when you get so in your head, you just want to like walk off. But in that moment, you have to pattern interrupt. So this is what I teach my girls in Feminine Energy Academy is pattern interrupt. So I had to pattern interrupt. I had to walk off, go get some tea, shake it off, focus, reprogram my thoughts in that moment, and focus on why I wanted to show up. Okay. And make it fun. I went and picked a flower. Oh, it actually smells really nice. Oh, it smells really good, actually. Picked a flower, shook it off, thought about you girls. I'm like, no, I'm showing up. I don't care. And that's what I did. I showed up. So that's an example of nervous system re-regulating in the moment. Okay. So now let's get into the 2 things that I want you girls to focus on that are going to help you so much with losing the stubborn belly fat. I see we have questions here around rectus diastasis, stomach vacuuming. You girls are in the right spot. This is my obsession. I love that, right? Because this right here really impacts how you feel as a woman. All the belly stuff, right? I got my waist turner on today. But this really affects how you feel as a woman. And I get that. So the 2 things, only 2 things I want you to focus on, okay? And I promise you for the next 30 days, your body will change, okay? And if you want more of this, I have an actual 90-day cortisol hormone weight loss program where we do the stomach vacuuming, we work on your hormones, we work on the cortisol, we work on nervous system reprogramming and really activating your feminine energy. You get all that, okay? But the 2 things that I want you to focus on, okay? The first thing kind of has to do with what I just talked about, which is the subconscious reprogramming. You are not allowed to tell yourself for the next 30 days, okay? You're not allowed to tell yourself, it's my genetics, it's because of my relationships, it's because of my hormones, it's because of my age, it's because I'm too busy, it's because I've had kids, it's because I'm born in this neighborhood, it's because whatever BS excuses you've been telling yourself up to this point, I want you to practice pattern interrupting those and letting go of those. And instead, what's a new belief that you can adapt today? I want you girls to comment right now. What's a new belief that you are committing to today? I'll give you some examples. Things get better and easier for me. Things happen better than expected for me. That's one of my favorite ones. Things are always working out in my favor. I love that one. I want you to comment right now. What's a new? Yes, I lose weight easily. There we go. My life is only getting better. I love it, Ashley, Britt. Awesome. Come on, girls. Declare it right now. What's a new belief? Even if you feel weird about it, that's okay. I'm lucky and manifest easily. Yes, you have favor wherever you go. You manifest your desires so easily. What's something else that you're going to practice reprogram your subconscious mind in? One more, and then we'll get into the science part, the intermittent fasting and all that stuff. Stomach vacuuming. I want to say one more declaration from somebody. A new program. I'm blessed. I love it. Things always work out for the best for me. Yes, I love it. I feel I'm accomplishing a bit each day by valuing myself. Yes, I love it. Manifesting good health. I love it. I have abundance in my life in all aspects. Martha, yes, I love it. Oh my gosh. Not I probably can do it. I am doing it. NW say I am doing it. I inspire others. Everything is working out in my favor. Yes, Ashley. Oh, hey, Ashley. What's up, girl? Yes, it's always work. But I want you guys to feel it in your body, not just on a head knowledge. I want you to feel it in your body. That's when you know your energy is shifting. Okay? Yes. And a lot of times you just need that repetition. You need to put your energetic reps in. Okay, whether you're joining me on the live streams, you're watching me on YouTube or on TikTok, or you are in the Feminine Energy Academy, and I'm literally brainwashing you with my meditation, manifestation audios day and night, like so many of my girls are. And we're doing the inner healing. The universe works to my benefit. I'm here. I love it. I'm deserving of love. Yes. Oh my gosh, girl, that one is deep. I'm deserving of love. And it all starts with me because everyone around you only mirrors you, babe. Love your products, Allison. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Oh, you girls, thank you. I needed this. You girls are blessing me right now. Thank you for this. I love it. I can keep my boundaries. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I love it. Okay. Now let's get, I'm enough. Oh my goodness. Girls, yes, I'm just eating this up right now. I am enough. I am worthy. Yes, Jess. Shawana, I see you, girl. Yes, I love it. Secret, secret. Everything's working in my favorite. In my favorite, in my favor. Angela, I see you, girl. I see you, Angela. I love it. Doesn't that feel so good? So good. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Beautiful words. Yes, but that's how quickly you can shift your energy. Like I said just a few minutes ago, I was frustrated and didn't want to show up, but thank God I did because things are always working in my favor no matter what. Okay? All right. Okay, let's get into the science part. So remember I said there's only two things you really need to focus on. The first part, which is like 80%, and that's the subconscious reprogramming. And that's what we kind of started doing here, right? Now, the second part is you actually need a system. We need systems. We don't have systems. I call that the masculine structure, boundaries. If you don't have systems in place, you're just, it kind of gets chaotic, right? There's no structure. There's nothing to hold you accountable. There's nothing to hold what you're calling in energetically. And so systems can take on, it can look differently, but systems that actually work, like the science-based systems that actually work really, really well for not only your hormones in your belly, but actually help you to age in reverse. I'm going to give you a few of them and you girls can use what you want. Okay. So one of the easy systems is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is so simple and easy. You can adapt it to your schedule. You can make it work even if you're a busy mom like me with 4 kids and you're traveling around. Intermittent fasting is so powerful. Your cortisol will love it if you're not intermittent fasting too long. If you have high cortisol, you want to fast for under 14 hours, maybe around 12 hours, okay? On sorry, I got distracted by another comment. Okay, on intermittent fasting. If you don't have high cortisol, you can go 14 hours, you can go 16 hours. Okay, and it starts from, and what I love about intermittent fasting is it's adaptable to your schedule. So if on a Friday night you're on a date, because you're in my dating for marriage program and you've got dates lined up, okay, and Friday night you're going on a date, you don't have to start intermittent fasting till 10 o'clock, right, at night, or whenever time you're done eating and drinking your wine or whatever it is you're doing, right? But then the rest of the week, you can start intermittent fasting around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. That's what I love about intermittent fasting. And what's going to do, it's going to help your insulin levels. That's the number one thing, which causes that stubborn belly fat. And it's going to help with your cortisol as well, okay? Estrogen loves intermittent fasting. They love it, okay? But you don't want to intermittent fast too much because then progesterone will go down. But intermittent fasting is probably the simplest things you can do. Another simple thing you can do is during your eating window, you're filling your eating window with foods and herbs and just nutrients that just fuels your hormones. Things like bone broth, okay? You girls have seen me talk about bone broth a lot. Okay, and then you girls can drop your questions and I will answer your girls' questions in a second. Okay, bone broth, adaptogens. Someone's like, I love your products. Probably on my adaptogens. I love my adaptogens too. So good for your hormones. Adaptogens help your body adapt to stress at a hormonal level. Another thing is that I teach my girls is you want to do something that's going to help balance out your blood sugar levels, especially if you have PCOS, for example, okay, or you're pre-diabetic, you really have that stubborn belly fat. We really want to balance out your blood sugar levels, your insulin. And so simple things that I teach my girls to do to help with that is having more protein, having more fiber, having things like inulin or inositol or the Feel Great system, mate tea that I'm drinking right now. Those things are backed by so much science to help balance out your blood sugar. So your blood sugar is not going up and then going down, and then up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And then you're hungry and you're tired and you're fatigued and you're frustrated because you're craving food because your blood sugar and your insulin is going up and down, up and down. Okay. Are you guys with me so far? Let me know if you guys are with me so far. Um, do you need to fast every day? No, you don't need to fast every day. But you know what's interesting is what I've learned that works so, so well is um, this is just, it has to become your new identity. If you're making it like, I'm just going to fast, I'm just going to try out this fasting thing, you're likely not going to stick to it. But if you find like you can get yourself into a groove where it's like, this is just my new reality. It's like brushing your teeth. It's like doing your hair. It's like, you shower, right? Every day. It's just like, it's normal. It's no big deal. When you get into that energy, when it comes to intermittent fasting or just eating foods and doing things that fuel your hormones, it just becomes who you are. That's why I teach my girls, I'm like, this is like your 2.0 version of you. Then it doesn't feel like work, right? If it feels like you're on a diet and you got to do something, you're probably not going to stick to it. But if you keep it super fun and like, yeah, I'm a hot babe and I'm a hot wife and, I'm a hot mama and this is just what I do now, right? When it's like that, it's easier to stick to, right? Makes sense. Right. So you're going to have to play around with it because, first of all, your hormones fluctuate throughout the month. So you need to know, like, for example, if you're about to menstruate, if you're still in that age group, you don't necessarily need to fast more than 12 hours. You might want to fast less time because your hormones are dropping, your estrogen, your progesterone is dropping. But, after you've had your cycle, you can fast a little bit longer because your hormones are up. Okay. So it's a lot of self awareness of like, how am I feeling right now? Do I feel like I need to give my body a little bit more energy? This is why, before your period comes, women, like your appetite goes up a bit. And there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong that that's happening. It's actually a good thing. Your body needs a little bit more energy at that time, right? So you're just not going to fast as much. But then other times of the month, you're like, I'm feeling really good. I'm just going to fast a little bit more and really turn my body into that fat burning machine, like I teach the girls. Okay, so you really want to have that self awareness. There's a helicopter flying over right now. Um, you really want to have that self awareness of how you are feeling. You should never feel, this is really important, okay? You should never feel like you're torturing yourself. Okay, if you feel like you're torturing yourself, intermittent fasting, you're not doing it right. Okay, it should feel fun and simple and something that you can stick to. Like, this is just your normal part of life now, where it's like in the morning you get up, you have some tea, maybe you have your bone broth, you have some adaptogens, you're feeling good, you're not hungry at all, you're feeling good, you're feeling mentally focused, you're feeling energized, and then you go and you break your fast and you have a few meals and you're just feeling so good in your body. That's what we want to get you to. And then the natural byproduct of that is the weight is going to fall off. Okay? That's where I want to get you girls to. And even when the stress comes up, your nervous system reprogramming, like I teach my girls, so that you can feel good in your body again. You can feel good in your nervous system again. Because you can do all the intermittent fasting things that you teach or that I teach or that you learn on the internet. But if your nervous system is stressed out and you're anxious and your mood is low and you're just triggered all the time, babe, you're going to keep spiking your hormones. You're going to keep spiking your cortisol. And when you spike your cortisol, your progesterone levels go down, your insulin resistance goes up, right? So it's like all connected with each other. Okay, I want to hear you guys' questions. Oh, lady, your name is Lady. Thank you. I love you too. Adaptogens, yes. Okay, I'm just looking at your girls' questions now. Somebody asked how to get in your program. I think my team has dropped the link. Otherwise, I will link it under this video. Feminine Energy Academy. We actually have a 90-day cortisol detox, nervous system reprogramming, and hormone weight loss program in there. I also teach you girls how to waist train and how to do stomach vacuuming. Game changer. So speaking of stomach vacuuming, because I saw somebody ask about stomach vacuuming. Stomach vacuuming has nothing to do with fat. Same like waist trainers. Waist trainers have nothing to do with fat loss. Okay. It has everything to do with actually your muscles, your TVA transverse abdominal muscles. So that's why a lot of women, if you've had a baby, but your stomach is still sticking out, even if you've lost weight, you might have lost all your belly weight, but your stomach still sticks out. It's your muscles. Okay. It's your TVA muscles. We have a transverse abdominal muscle that goes all the way around like this. It's like your natural corset. And when you're pregnant, I've been pregnant 5 times. So I understand this. Okay. I've had 4 babies. Um, the muscles, the TVA muscles start to separate like this. And that's normal. That's totally normal part of pregnancy. What happens is after the baby is out, if your abdomen muscles don't come back together like this, and then you start doing crunchies and sit-ups, like they teach you on, you see people on social media, could have been even your fitness trainer told you to do this. I did this. I gave myself a hernia, an umbilical hernia doing this, okay, because I didn't know all this stuff back then. So I had all these babies and I was doing sit-ups every day and I was going harder and harder and harder. And I had no fat on my body. I was like tiny because I waist trained, but I was doing sit-ups instead of stomach vacuums. And what happens is it actually makes the gap wider and it actually bulges out. So if you notice that your stomach is bulging out, it's because the abdomen muscles aren't sitting flat anymore. They're separated and they bulge out and they kind of tent like that. Does anyone struggle with that? Where you look at your belly, you lie down, you look at your belly and it tents like that? Let me know in the comments if that's you. If your belly tents, it kind of bulges out. Yes. Okay. So that's rectus diastasis. Okay. So the last thing you want to do is any sit-ups. You don't want to do any sit-ups at all. Okay. You don't even want to do, okay, 2-inch separation. That's not too bad. 2-inch separation. I had a 4-finger separation, you guys. 4 fingers. That means you could put 4 fingers between my abdomen muscles. So if this is your abdomen muscles, right? 2 inches separation is like that. You're going to have a bit of a bulge there. If you keep doing sit-ups, it's going to be worse. But if you start doing stomach vacuuming and the programs that I teach, it will close the gap. Okay. It actually closes the gap. For me, I had four finger, it was actually 4.5 finger separation. So it was like that big. That's how big my gap was. But I didn't know about this. And so my stomach was bulging out. So mine was so bad that I actually had a hernia, a really bad hernia. And so I went, and I didn't know about this stuff. So I went to my doctor, my family doctor. This was 2020. This was after my late husband had passed away from colon cancer. And I finally was like starting to take care of myself. And I'm like, okay, I need to go get blood work done. I had this pain in my belly. I need to go get that checked out. I went to my family doctor and she's like, you have a major umbilical hernia and you have to get surgery. So I did not want to get surgery at all, especially after watching my late husband go through colon cancer treatments and surgeries. The last thing I wanted was surgery. But she's like, you have to get this done. And it was like, it was a pretty bad hernia. Anyway, so I got my surgery. They sewed my abs back together. And then I started doing my stomach vacuuming. And then, so that's why I teach girls now stomach vacuuming. So to prevent that from happening, because it's totally preventable. Totally preventable. Okay. So even if you have a little gap, it's totally preventable. But if you have a little gap and you're doing crunchies and sit-ups and you're lifting a bunch of weights without a waist trainer on, ladies, you're carrying, even if you're not lifting weights, but you're carrying your babies around, that's what makes the gap really, really wide and bulges out your belly even more. And it can be so bad that you can cause a hernia. Okay. So I don't want that to happen for you. Instead, yes, we want to do deep core pelvic floor exercises and stomach vacuuming. Okay. So that's what I teach in the Feminine Energy Academy, are all those things. And that's why my women get such crazy results, because we work on the hormones and the fat loss, but then I also work on actual tightening, retightening your core. We work on tightening your core, your natural corset muscle, which is the transverse abdominal muscle. Okay. So that's what stomach vacuuming is. Stomach vacuuming, it's basically we retrain your TVA muscles to tighten up. I teach you how to pull them in. And as you're so here's your gap. And so when you're doing stomach vacuumings, if you're doing it properly, you're going to slowly start to pull it tight and close a gap. But what's going to do is that's what actually flattens your belly. Okay? Because when you have a gap, the belly sticks out like that. It tense. And then when you start to bring it back and retighten it, the gap gets smaller and smaller, smaller. You can bring it back together and then it flattens out. And so also, see, it's a life changer. The girls are like, it's a life changer. It is. It's like the biggest game changer for your abs. Also, if you notice you have a lot of lower back pain, the reason why you have a lot of lower back pain after you've had babies is because your TVA muscles are weak and they've stretched out. It's like a stretched out balloon. And your TVA muscles are like a natural corset. So they wrap around from your back all the way to your abs. Okay. So doing stomach vacuuming, you actually strengthen your lower back as well. That's the cool thing about it, is you're re-strengthening this entire area. Okay. Same with the pelvic floor. We want to be pulling things in. We strengthening by pulling things in. So you guys have heard of Kegels, right? I've never had children and I struggle with this. Yeah, so TTV, men have this. Men actually have this, a lot of men. So even if you've never had babies, but you've carried a lot of extra weight in your belly, you could still have this. You could still have rectus diastasis. So even my husband, I love him so much. But before he was on my programs, he had a little bit of extra weight in his belly. And even him, I see this a lot with men that like lift weights and stuff, is if you've been lifting weights and your core, because it's not your six-pack muscles, it's underneath that. If those are weak and if you've had a little bit of extra weight, even men, it will spread apart as well. They'll have the tenting as well. So you'll see bodybuilders will have this. You'll see men that carry on extra weight in their belly will have this. So they can do stomach vacuuming as well, right? You'll see a lot of bodybuilders, they actually do stomach vacuuming as well, because that's what's going to actually shrink your core. Also, so for the ladies that really want the hourglass look, right? It doesn't matter your body type. If you want the hourglass look, you don't want to be doing a bunch of crunchies and sit-ups, or like those side bends that you see girls do all the time. You don't want to do any of that stuff. The machines like this, that machine and the side bend machines, that actually thickens your core. It doesn't tighten it, it thickens it. So that's why the stomach vacuuming, because you're bringing things in, you're shrinking everything. But when you're doing all those other exercises you see in the gym, you're actually thickening your muscles there. Okay, is this making sense? Let me know. Yes, all the workouts are in my academy. So I have stomach vac. I don't talk about it a lot on here, but I do have that in the academy for the girls. You get access to all of it, all of it. So we work on your hormones, we work on your nervous system, we work on your feminine energy. And then I have a separate section in the academy for you girls. It's called stomach vacuuming and body reshaping, where I have weight loss guides in there. I have body shaping guides. I teach you how to work your glutes. Okay, work your glutes, work your abs, re-strengthen and tighten your abs. And the reason why I kept that in there is because a lot of women that are working on their dating, their marriage, they want to feel good in their bodies again. You want to be confident on camera. I already know that you want to feel good in your body, right? So I'm like, let me just put everything all together for you girls so that you can work on your feminine energy, you can work on your dating, you can work on your marriage, you can work on your business, but then you also have the tools in there to feel good in your body again. So I have all my fat burning guides, I have all my hormone boosting guides, I have all my stomach vacuuming videos, I have my body reshaping videos, I teach you how to build your glutes. I teach you all of those things. It's all in there. Nervous system healing, it's all in there. I've had 9 babies and I need major hormonal help. Yes, babe, you 1000% need to be in the Feminine Energy Academy if you've had 9 babies. Okay, I need major help with my hormones. Yes. Stomach vacuuming. Yes. I feel horrible on the inside. No kidding, girl. Yes. Okay. It's $39. The Feminine Energy Academy is $39. Like for real, it's so cheap. And the reason why I'm keeping it that price is to make it accessible to so many women. So get in there. You're going to love it. DM me, Divine Soul, once you're in there, and I will show you exactly which videos I want you to start with. Okay. Yes. What other questions do you girls have? I admire your passion for helping women. It's so authentic and inspiring. Thank you, TTB. I really appreciate that. Honestly, it's what keeps me going. It's definitely what keeps me going because I'm just like, I have made so many mistakes in my life. Okay. So many mistakes in my life that I'm just like, okay, I know I'm not the only one. This is how I would do things different. And so now I help women. And it's stuff that I didn't know how to articulate before, right? Because like you don't know what you don't know. Like I didn't know that doing crunchies and sit-ups like a crazy lady after you've had babies actually makes your stomach stick out more. I didn't know that. As a nurse, I was an RN and I did not know that. Okay. I didn't know that your nervous system affects your hormones so much and your feminine energy affects your relationships and your body so much. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah. So $39, like $39. You should be able to invest $39 into yourself. And if you don't see noticeable change in that month, I will give you your money back. I've never had to do that for anybody because the women that go in there are just blown away at how much value they get. Yeah. All right. What other questions do you guys have? Let me know what other questions you guys have. Let's see. Okay, any tips on rectus diastasis, possible loose skin, once stomach starts to flatten? Okay, so, oh, and then a cellulite question. Okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you girls to do. If you have a lot of like jiggliness happening here, okay, the two things that you have to focus on, one is your hormones, because a lot of times women think it's just loose skin, but it could be actual fat, like hormone fat. Okay, so one, we want to work on your hormones first. Okay, and you can work on your hormones and the stomach vacuuming at the same time. That's what I encourage you to do. And then if you've gone through my program and you've lost all the weight that you needed to lose, you've done your stomach vacuuming, you've lost the belly fat, and then you feel like you still have a little bit of skin there, you have a couple of options, right? You could do the non-surgical route, which is like there's lasers now, those skin contouring machines and stuff. You can do that now. That will help tighten the skin. Or if it's like you've lost a bunch of weight, or maybe you still have a gap and you need to get it surgically repaired, then you can talk to your doctor about getting it surgically repaired. But I'm a big believer that surgery should always be your last option. Okay. I'm not against surgery. I'm all about do what works for you. Okay. But here's the other thing since we're talking about this, because I have a lot of women that have had surgery that end up being in my programs because surgery doesn't fix your hormones and it doesn't help with visceral fat loss. So, visceral fat loss, ladies, is fat around your organs. Okay. And that has to do with your insulin, it has to do with your hormones and how your body is storing fat. So, even if you go and get surgery done, it doesn't take away visceral fat. Okay. And it actually doesn't help with your hormones. So, that's why I'm a big fan of like, do these things first. And if you're still needing more help, then look at your options because at least you're going to be healthier and fitter at that point. Okay. And yes, we have master classes every Saturday. I have a master class with my girls. Actually, this Saturday, thank you for saying that, Adora Support. This Saturday, I'm doing a master class. It's private for my girls in the Feminine Energy Academy, where we are really going deep on releasing blocks around money and relationships. So I'm really going deep again on nervous system reprogramming, nervous system re-regulating, so you can manifest your desires easier and faster. So it's really all about a lot of things that I do on the energetic side is just releasing resistance. Release resistance, release resistance, release resistance. Okay, so that's on Saturday. And you get access to all the replays as well. Somebody had a question about cellulite. Adora Support, can you repost that question if you're able to? Thank you. I didn't even notice how to ask a question about flabbiness. I'm noticing more and more. So also, let's talk about flabbiness for a second, okay? So flabbiness can come from fat, actual fat, or it can come from your skin is loosening up, okay? And so this is how you tighten your skin, okay? There's a couple things. I love what I do because I talk about different approaches to things. So one thing is you actually want to make sure you're having a lot of collagen and protein in your diet, okay? Collagen and protein. Okay, that's what makes up your skin. That's what's going to keep your skin tight and looking youthful. Even making sure you're hydrated is another thing, okay? But also you want to keep muscle on your body, ladies, because this is why Ozempic can make you look old, because you will lose fat, but you'll also lose muscle. And if you lose muscle, your skin starts to sag. Okay. So if you lose muscle, also your skin is going to start to sag. So we want to keep muscle on your body. So that's why I teach my girls in the Feminine Energy Academy is not only the hormone in the fat loss, but also how do you keep muscle on your body? So I do things like talk about collagen. I talk about, making sure you're getting at least 30 grams of protein every time you eat to really stimulate MPS, muscle protein synthesis. Okay. Those are the little things that you can do that will help you age in reverse and keep your skin tight and keep your body tight, even if you're in your 50s, in your 60s. Okay? Yes, Zoom sessions. Yes, exactly. And then so if you have more personal questions, you can ask me in there. So for the ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy, they can private message me in there. I don't answer my DMs on social media because I get a lot of DMs. My team answers them. But in the Feminine Energy Academy, you can post your questions, you can send me a private question, or you can ask your questions on the Zoom call. Coaching, like group coaching. Waist trainer, I have the waist trainer. Adora support, can you post the link for the waist trainer? This is the Adora waist trainer. This is an adjustable, flexible waist trainer. This is one I recommend. This is one I use because it's so adjustable. It's supportive, but it's also adjustable. I love your content and passion. So helpful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. Okay, can you talk about cellulite? I'm thin, fit, but my legs have cellulite. Okay, so totally understand that, Suki. Cellulite is one of those things that it's like inevitable. We all have it, but some simple things you can do is actually working out to keep muscle in your body, having collagen to keep your skin tight, staying hydrated, getting massages is another thing. So you're like detoxifying yourself. And that's really like the biggest things that you can do for cellulite. Everyone has cellulite. Everyone has cellulite. Okay. So I know you'll see like fancy creams. No. I mean, it might help you feel a little bit better, but typically that's not going to get rid of cellulite. I do know that there's like body contouring devices. I haven't personally tried them yet. I got cellulite, but I will try it. And if I find something that I'm like, yes, this works really well, I'll let you girls know. But I personally have not found anything. It's like stretch marks. Like I have stretch marks still, right? Like we just got it, So it's just part of life. But the thing is, what you can do is the other stuff I'm teaching you, right? I do like the stuff I'm talking about will keep your skin tight longer. It will definitely help you keep your skin tight longer. It'll help you feel nice and toned and tight and right. If you have a little bit of cellulite, it's okay, babe. Like love the body. We got to love the body no matter what. All right. Yes, podcast, it's coming. I know. Yes, we're working on creating podcasts. Okay. Right now, all my attention goes to the ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy. Yes. All right. Any more questions? One more questions. Oh, yes. Great question, Suki. So she's like, what can you do about lower abdominal bloating? Well, the first thing is you're not going to ignore it. Okay. Anytime you have bloating, you don't want to ignore it. You don't want to ignore it. Okay. Because your body is trying to tell you something. So some different things that cause bloating, it could be a hormone. So it could be cortisol. So Suki, if you do have cortisol face, do you feel stressed? Do you have low libido? Do you have brain fog? Do you have cravings, junk food cravings? Those are all signs of it could be cortisol. Do you find that you retain water? The other thing is digestive issues. Yes, all the above. So Suki, it could be cortisol. Okay. So everything I just mentioned, she's like, yeah, I got all that. It could be your cortisol. So it could be hormones. Okay. So the simple things that I teach, like I mentioned on this live stream, will definitely help with reversing that. Reversing cortisol issues is something that I'm like ninja at. It's like my passion. Okay. and that will really help with the bloating. And then on the other side, it could be just something you're eating. It could be dairy. Dairy is a big thing, okay? It could just be digestive issues. So in my 90, I have a 90-day cortisol reset, nervous system re-regulating, and feminine energy challenge that my girls go through, and the bloating goes away. Yeah, it goes away. We want to make sure you're pooping properly. We want to make sure you're not bloated. We want to make sure that you're feeling good in this area, because it's going to affect everything. It's going to affect your hormones. It's going to affect, I mean, how your body detoxifies. It's going to affect how you age. It literally affects everything, everything. Yeah. This ended up being a great, great live stream. I'm so glad I showed up. Okay, any tips supporting healthy hormones during pregnancy? Great question, Harmony Halo. Yes, really good. Okay, so if you are pregnant, you are doing things a lot different than what I just talked about. You are not intermittent fasting, first of all. You do not want to fast. You need to really just give your body nutrients, lots and lots of nutrients, protein, vitamins, lots of rest. You're going to need to have a lot of extra rest while you're pregnant because you're growing a human. Okay. And not stressing. You're not stressing about your body. Your body is beautiful. Your body is doing what it's supposed to, which is growing a human. Okay. But so the biggest things, if you're pregnant, protein, nutrients, making sure you're getting all your vitamins, you're resting, you're taking naps, you're staying hydrated. And probably one of my biggest advice for women that are pregnant, and I had 4 natural labors. I had the most amazing labors for my babies, is you want to move your body. You really want to move your body. I know you don't feel like it when you're pregnant, especially if you're super pregnant, but you're walking, you're stretching, you could do like pregnancy yoga, you can do Pilates, you're not doing sit-ups at all, you're not doing stomach vacuuming, you're not doing any of those things, okay? But you're moving your body and you're stretching, and if you are working out, continue to work out. That is the best thing you could do if you're pregnant. It's going to help you not only with the delivery of the baby, but it's going to actually help your body bounce back so much faster. So much faster. So even for my ladies that maybe eventually want to get pregnant, you want to start taking care of your body now. You don't start to work out. You're not going to be allowed to start working out if you haven't been working out once you're pregnant. Kind of the rule with pregnancy is whatever you've been doing up to that point, you're allowed to keep doing, but you're not allowed to add anything new. That's kind of like the rule of thumb. Okay. So if you're totally out of shape, and then all of a sudden you're pregnant, now you want to start you want to start lifting weights, it's not recommended. So you want to do it ahead of time. Okay. What if you're breastfeeding? Breastfeeding too, you're not intermittent fasting when you're breastfeeding, but when you are breastfeeding, you are you're still having lots of protein, you're having lots of just hormone supportive foods, lots of whole foods, and you can have a little bit of green tea as long as the baby's not affected by that, but you could have like 1 cup of green tea. Yeah. Is 2-week periods normal for women that have on birth control? No, 2-week periods are not normal, period, at all, whether you're on birth control or not on birth control. So if you're menstruating for 2 weeks, I definitely encourage you, babe, to start supporting your hormones. So that's stuff I teach in the Feminine Energy Academy, because you do not want to be menstruating for 2 weeks at a time. You're going to become anemic. Yeah. Oh, Dina, I'm so sorry to hear that, babe. Okay. She said I was recently diagnosed with breast cancer reoccurrence. Okay. The number one, I'm not allowed to give cancer advice on here, obviously. This is not advice. This is my opinion. But one of the biggest connections between for breast cancer and colon cancer. So I lost a husband to colon cancer. I didn't know this before. This is why I teach all this stuff now. Is insulin. You want to keep your insulin levels low. So just learn about that, Dina. Read the book called Why We Get Sick by Dr. Ben Bickman. And also, hold on, let me just, I just have to tell, 1 second. I've been live streaming for over an hour, and then so it gets me to do this like verification that I'm not like a robot. Anyway, okay, so if you or you know someone that has cancer, you just want to be very preventative when it comes to cancer, read the book called Why We Get Sick by Dr. Ben Bickman. And it talks all about insulin levels. Okay, so we actually have more insulin receptors in our breast tissue and in our colon. So this is, they don't teach you this stuff, of course, but so this is another reason why we want to keep our insulin levels low, because insulin is a hormone that causes things to grow. Okay, good things and not good things. So if you have cancer growing, it's going to cause the cancer to grow more. So that's why we want to, that's why, like, so things like fibroids, right? It's something, it's a growth. Cancer and tumors, those are all, or PCOS, those are all things, those are all insulin issues, or causing things to grow. So, or we don't want that, right? We want things to shrink. So that's why we want to keep our insulin levels low. Another thing to really work on is your cortisol, which is what I also teach on, right? So your cortisol is your stress hormone. That's going to cause things to grow as well. And so to reverse that, we want to de-stress you. We want to de-stress your hormones. We want to de-stress your nervous system. That's why I talk lots about feminine energy and inner healing. Those two things will help you so much, not only for, you know, aging in reverse, but it's very cancer preventative. Okay. I teach all of this stuff in the Feminine Energy Academy, of course. Okay. Okay. How do you keep your insulin levels low? Everything I teach. So it's the intermittent fasting. It's having foods that don't spike your blood sugar levels. I'm about to log off now. So if you missed everything like, if you're just jumping on right now, I'll leave the links. You guys can jump in the Feminine Energy Academy. I have the 90-day cortisol detox, hormone weight loss, feminine energy, nervous system reset. All the stomach vacuuming stuff in there, all the body reshaping stuff is in there, all of that. Okay. Yes, Dina, that is the best place. We got to, anytime women are struggling with stuff in their body, they're holding on to something. I've coached so many women, so I understand this so deeply, is they're holding on to stuff. And so what I love about the Feminine Energy Academy is we do a lot of emotional healing, energy healing, where we're just like releasing that crap that you've been carrying around for so long. And I would get you to really practice. I have meditations that will just help you reset your energy and just feel so good. And because you really want to manifest a different reality, right? You really want to manifest a different reality. So I love that I have like the science approach to it. We talk about the insulin, the cortisol, and the nervous system stuff, but then also the energetics and the manifestation stuff. It's all in there for you girls. Okay, message me once you're in there so I know it's you, and then I will get you some videos to get started in. Okay, I love you girls so much. Today was so fun. Thank you for your encouragement. I'm so glad I showed up today, even though I didn't feel like it. I feel amazing now. So I love you girls so, so much, and I love what you're doing. Oh, thank you. Your courses are perfect for me. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, message me once you're in the Feminine Energy Academy, and we will get you started today. Okay, love you girls, and we will talk to you later.